UFC 284 promises to be one of the most memorable cards in recent history, headlined by lightweight champion Islam Makhachev and featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski. It is said to be a banger. Moreover, we will see Yair Rodriguez and Josh Emmett go head-to-head for the interim featherweight title in the co-main event. Well, in this video, we will gonna talk about the top 5 fights that you should not miss in UFC 284. As for the preliminary card, we have Tyson Pedro and Modestas getting us ready before the main card. Fighting on his home turf, Pedro will look to continue his newfound form. Following a loss to Shogun Rua in 2018, Pedro took a 3.5-year break but has returned better than ever. Since his return, the Australian has gone 2-0 record, finishing both fights. Facing Pedro, we have Modestas whose professional record is 13 wins, 5 losses, who will be making his return to the UFC. Previously, this fighter went 1-3 in the UFC before making his way to the Cage Warriors. Most recently, Modestas captured the Cage Warriors light heavyweight title by knocking out Chuck Campbell in December last year. I hope this will be a fun fight for all of us to watch. Jimmy Crute returns from an over-a-year-long layoff when he takes on Alonzo Manyfield in the main card opener. The 26-year-old Aussie will look to snap a 2-fight losing skid against Manyfield, who has knocked out back-to-back opponents in round 1. But Crute warns his opponent that he is in for a surprise. Jimmy Crute's past loss came to current UFC light heavyweight champion Jamal Hill. If we talk about the betting odds of this fight, then UFC odds are showing Crute as a -205 favorite. Manyfield comes in with the power and winning streak, yet he is slight underdog with +175. Every once in a while, a contender series product really stands out from the pack. 3 fights and 3 first-round finishes into his UFC career. Jack Della Maddalena is currently breaking the mold. The 26-year-old Perth local is climbing the ladder very quickly, settling the stage for this showcase fight against his toughest challenge yet. Meanwhile, Brown has been on the roster since 2016, but he didn't debut quite as polished as the Aussie. Instead, he's grown on the job, learning lessons to develop into his sharpest from yet. He's now won 4 fights in a row and is knocking on the doors of a ranking, a clear indicator that the Rude Boy has entered his prime. This should be a fun welterweight scrap with big implications for each athlete. The UFC 284 co-main event on Saturday features an interim title fight between featherweights Yair Rodriguez and Josh Emmett. Rodriguez, who is coming off an injury TKO win over Brian Ortega last year, was previously trashed by Max Holloway and has secured only 3 wins total in the last half-decade. On the other hand, Josh Emmett is coming off a 5-fight winning streak, though there are decent arguments that he could have lost in his last 3 encounters, which was the fights against Shane Burgos probably being a draw. Nevertheless, these are still talented and exciting fighters who will at the very least stand and deliver. UFC 284 will be topped by a blockbuster champion vs champion showdown as featherweight king Alexander Volkanovski climbs up to lightweight to challenge Islam Makhachev in a bid for a second title. It's always a big deal when 2 active champions collide in the octagon, but this is particularly special case, as Australia's Volkanovski is the #1 ranked fighter on every credible pound-for-pound list, and Makhachev is now considered as #2 in the UFC pound-for-pound rankings. As for the outcome, the odd makers favor Makhachev to dash Volkanovski's dreams, probably because the Russian will be much larger fighter in the octagon. That being said, there are plenty of advantages in Volkanovski's corner as well, most notably one of the best rounded skill sets in the sports today. This is anybody's fight. Please let me know your picks about the main event in the comment section as well. If you like the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stick with the channel for more fighting related updates.